Well, let's see. Wolf Hoffmann, guitar player for ACCEPT since forever. 35 years, I guess, by now. So we're here in Hamburg today, part of our European tour for Stalingrad, the brand new album. We just entered the charts yesterday at number 6. Everybody's super excited. Tonight is the show at the docks, and things are going fantastic. I was fortunate enough to meet the guys, the Kemper guys, at the Summer NAMM in Nashville last year, and a friend of mine told me about this Kemper amp, and to be quite honest, I'm not the tech geek, and I would maybe never even have noticed it if he wouldn't have told me about the idea behind it, that you can actually take your own amp and sample it if you want, or make a profile, and this is kind of a dream come true, I guess. So I checked into it, and during guitar tracking I was able to go back and forth between the profiled amp and the real amp, and I was very impressed. I tell you why, because as a traveling band, I mean, we're traveling worldwide, and I really mean worldwide. We're going to South America, we're going to Asia, we're going to all over Europe, and a lot of times, in most cases actually, on these fly dates, you can't take your own equipment, so you're depending on local rental gear, which pretty much always sucks, as we all know. So the idea to have your own amp wherever you go, your own sound, is something that I've been chasing. I've been chasing this dream for a long time. I mean, I have a collection of about 10-15 amps that I draw from, depending on the sound and on the song. One of my main amps is the Wizard amp. It's a handmade, modified Marshall, if you want. Very cool amp. I love it. I've got a few custom-made things, and very basic setup always in the studio. One mic usually, and Celestion speakers. I've got a variety of 4x12 cabinets. Nothing super fancy, but I try to keep it as simple as I can. I'd rather spend more time dialing in the one microphone or two microphones. I find that moving the microphone an inch makes more difference than a lot of other things. Just once you find that sweet spot, I usually try to stick with it. And that's right, I did actually. I made some profiles and I was blown away. You can actually. I really love the fact that once you have your profile of your two or three or four different amps that you really like, how easy it is to actually go back and forth between them. Because as we all know in the studio, you sort of get lazy. You're working really on your playing, and you want to spend. I want to spend most of my time concentrating on the actual performance, and not so much on setting up different amps. And when I'm looking for a different sound, usually I had to go into the recording room, switch everything around, unplug speakers, move everything over, and set up a new amp just for that one sound. And now you can just go doot, 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 and you dial in a different tone, and there it is. And I found another huge advantage of working this way is that when you make your profiles, or when you play your real amp, the tube amps, you usually play it pretty loud, in the studio, and you shake the whole building basically. But once you've got your own profile of that, loud amp, you can play at any volume, So that's pretty cool. You can, in the middle of the night, you're not, disturbing anybody else. You can, any bedroom level you want. It's beautiful. We had a lot of the stuff halfway finished, so half finished when we started, It's kind of the way we work nowadays, I guess. You start with what you already have, and then you build on that, and it changes as you go. Actually, it changes all the way through it until the very end. Even during mixing time, sometimes we still change stuff around. So it's almost like an ever-evolving thing. But it's back in the old days when we used to go to tape, it was all pretty much pre-arranged. We had our demos, and they were written in stone, and that's what we tried to recreate, which was good and bad in its own way. But nowadays it's more of an ever-changing process. It's an exciting journey. It's lasted over 30 years by now, and it's fun to be back. You know, as everybody knows, we've had a long break in our career where everybody went their own different ways and we did different things, but it's fun as hell to be in front of, you know, metal fans that sing along. There's nothing else in life that compares to it, that's for sure. So it's awesome.